Are you having trouble finding a gift for that whiskey lover who has everything? Do you want to wow your friends with your bourbon knowledge? Scotch, Irish whiskey, gin, rum, wine knowledge? I've got the great ideas for those folks right here. My name is Robert Moore. Welcome to School of Wine and Spirits. During my time as a spirits and wine educator, one of the most asked questions is, how can I get more sensory training? Training your senses to detect nuances in spirits and wines is not terribly difficult if you put in a little effort and you have the right tools. I'm going to share some tools that the spirits and wine industry use to train their personnel. We're talking about industry experts using these tools. There are folks that will tell you how to build a set of spices that mimic the aromas and flavors in your favorite beverage. That's some great advice. All you have to do is go to the grocery store, buy a bunch of spices and extracts that cost an average of about $6 each. Let's say you buy 24 spices that you think represent the aromas and flavors in your favorite beverage. That's around $144, and it probably took you more than one trip to the store, or multiple trips to find those spices. So maybe it took 2 to 3, 4 hours or more to assemble the selection. Then you need to find something to put it in. So it's taken you hours to build your spice rack, but it doesn't include instructions on how to use it. A great gift for your hard-to-buy-for wine and spirits lover would be one of our aroma recognition training kits. These kits have been developed by the Aroma Academy, the global leader in aroma recognition training. School of Wine and Spirits is the exclusive approved North American distributor for Aroma Academy products and services. Each aroma recognition training kit contains the 24 most common aromas in each of these beverage categories. Aromas like peat in Scotch, butterscotch and bourbon, blackcurrant in many red wines, juniper and gin. You'll find expertly curated aromas for each beverage category. We have a kit for bourbon, Scotch and Irish whiskey, wine, gin, rum, and I have a false kit and even a distiller's kit that includes the 12 congeners that create the flavor profiles for distilled spirits. We have an agave spirits kit representing the aromas in tequila and mezcal and other beverages coming soon. Each kit includes 24 aromas in a decorative box with perfumer strips and a training guide to assist you in developing your flavor recognition skills. So why do we train our nose to recognize flavor? Your taste buds can only recognize 5 flavors: bitter, umami, salty, sweet, and sour. Everything else that you perceive as flavor comes from your olfactory system. Your olfactory system is multiple orders of magnitude more sensitive than your tongue. In fact, there's a passage behind your tongue that leads to your olfactory bulb where aromas from what you are eating are transmitted to your brain. By training your nose, you train your palate. Our training guides give you a description of each aroma and provide a picture related to each aroma to assist in your training. You learn how to identify aromas by connecting the aromas with a picture in your mind. When you smell that aroma again, your brain will pull up that picture. When you train consistently, that picture will appear much more quickly. So when you have a fine bourbon in front of you, there are no pictures. The beverage is an abstract solution. When you smell that bourbon with proper training, your mind will pull up all those images of the aromas in the glass. So if you have a friend or a loved one who loves one of these beverages, go to our website using the QR code on the screen, and they will love you for it. If you prefer, you can go to the link in the video description. 4,000 happy customers in the United States can't be wrong. Our global distribution is in the tens of thousands, and it's growing. Alternatively, if you're looking for something a little less expensive, pick up a copy of my new book, American Spirits. You can find it on Amazon. Finally, we have an online education platform that offers classes in many spirits and wines. There are currently 31 classes that you can take at your leisure, and we're adding more all the time. You can check it out using the QR code on the screen or at the link in the video description. For those of you who are interested in a deeper dive into how our aroma recognition training kits work, I have included our 4-part training video series in this video for your edification. If you like this content, leave a comment, hit the thumbs up to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you'll be notified every time we release new content. Appreciate you watching. On with the training videos.
Aroma Academy is the global leader in the development of aroma recognition skills. This is part 1 of a 4-part series focused on helping you optimize your use of our aroma kits, but also on how to use them as a resource to gain maximum knowledge in your relation to aromas and flavors of your chosen beverage. We will cover the recommended standard and advanced use of these kits. Before we get started, let's review. Your tongue has limited capacity to recognize flavors. The human tongue can only discern 5 flavors: bitter, sour, umami, salty, and sweet. Everything else that you perceive as flavors comes from your nose, aromas. There's a channel behind your tongue that allows the aromas in foods and beverages to reach your olfactory system. Those aromas travel up that channel to your olfactory system, signaling your brain to recognize flavors beyond the 5 flavors your tongue can perceive. The result is a significantly broadened ability to recognize the nuances of aromas or flavors in the dishes and drinks that you consume. A significantly larger world of flavor than that contained in your taste buds. Our aroma kits are based on the fundamental premise that the vast majority of flavor experience comes from our sense of smell. When your sinuses are congested, you find that you cannot taste anything. It is not actually the lack of taste that is the core problem. It is the lack of the ability to smell properly. We would like to emphasize a couple of points. Anyone can train their sense of smell to significantly improve their aroma recognition skills, and the idea that someone has a good or bad sense of smell is false. Aromas or certain smells connect us to familiar experiences. For example, my Oma, my grandmother, used a very specific cleaning product in her flat, her apartment. It is unique to the country in which she lived. As soon as I smell that cleaning product, it takes me back to my Oma's apartment and the familiar memories that are connected with that place. By training your sense of smell with our beverage-specific aroma kits, you will strengthen those connections. The more you train, the stronger the connections. There is an incredible individuality in the sense of smell, and it crosses a wide spectrum of aromas. Your unique biological composition is likely to make you sensitive to, and perhaps very good at, identifying particular aromas, and conversely, much less sensitive to other parts of the aroma spectrum. This is the individuality of the sense of smell that makes you better at identifying particular aromas than your friends, and vice versa. Not good or bad, just different. Having said that, everyone can improve their nosing or aroma recognition ability by training your nose and using the simple Aroma Academy methodology, the basics of which I will share with you in this series of videos. Before we move on to how to use the aroma kits, I will introduce you to the word problem. In today's world, very, very few people train their sense of smell, and normally, when we smell something, we can also see it. Our brains tend to associate a smell with a visual image. However, in wines and spirits, we nose or smell the aromas and sample the full flavor experience in the abstract. We have no visual cues. This is why we so often hear the phrase, I know it, I just can't tell you what it is. The word problem. The use of our aroma kits and the Aroma Academy methodology solves the word problem by systematically training your brain to associate the aroma with the aroma standard descriptor, the word. This is the basis of your aroma vocabulary. As you continue to train your aroma recognition with our system, you can progress to more advanced use of the aroma kits and full development of your aroma recognition skills and nosing ability. In the next video, we'll describe how to use our aroma kits to train your aroma vocabulary. As always, we appreciate your comments. This video and all of our videos are free to view and share with your friends, and they will always remain free. If you like the video, feel free to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button and share this video. Thanks for watching. Cheers. This is part 2 of a 4-part series focused on helping you optimize your use of our aroma kits, but also on how to use them as a resource to gain maximum knowledge in relation to aromas and flavors of your chosen beverage. We will cover the recommended standard and advanced use of the kits. Before we get started, let's review. Your tongue has limited capacity to recognize flavors. The human tongue can only discern 5 flavors: bitter, sour, umami, salty, and sweet. Everything else that you perceive as flavor comes from your nose, aromas. There's a channel behind your tongue that allows the aromas in foods and beverages to reach your olfactory system. Those aromas travel up that channel to your olfactory bulb, signaling your brain to recognize flavors beyond the 5 flavors your tongue can perceive. The result is a significantly broadened ability to recognize the nuances of aromas or flavors in the dishes and drinks that you consume. A significantly larger world of flavor than that contained in your taste buds. Our aroma kits are based on the fundamental premise that the vast majority of your flavor experience comes from your sense of smell, and our mission is to help you smell better. In the previous video, we introduced you to the basic premise of training your sense of smell to help you identify signature aromas and flavors in your favorite beverages. In this video, we introduce you to our aroma kits and go deeper into aroma vocabulary. Each aroma kit contains 3 elements: aroma solutions, blank aroma strips, and the guidebook. Each element is essential to our systematic training methodology. Often, when one of our kits arrives, folks will open the kit enthusiastically, open an aroma solution, and take a large variety of quick sniffs. This is not going to do you any harm, but it is not very educational. Our training process is based around the systemic use of the blank aroma strip. There are 3 key ways that we make use of the aroma strip as part of our methodology. Step 1, aroma vocabulary, the subject of this video. Step 2, aroma profiling, and Step 3, advanced uses. Steps 2 and 3 will each have a dedicated video. The first core use of the kit is to solve the word problem and to allow your brain to quickly recognize the individual aromas, a select group of the most prominent aromas in each beverage. This requires a series of repeat exercises following the technique that I am about to show you. Use of the aroma strips is essential as it allows you to dip the strip into the aroma standard solution and to focus in on the aroma, ideally blocking out any distractions. Step 1 is to label the aroma strip. This is crucial to avoid mix-ups and future confusion if you are nosing multiple strips. I typically label the strips with the number and/or name of the aroma. In the advanced use, you will also note the date and time. We will cover that in Step 3, the 4th video in this series. Gently bend the strip and dip the short end into the solution. This will allow the strip to rest flat on the table without contaminating the dipped end. Each aroma vial has a seal in the lid, and it is important to close the lid securely after dipping to ensure that it is sealed to prevent evaporation or spillage. If this is done carefully, the individual aromas will last a long time as there is minimal loss in dipping. After you've dipped the blank strip, take a small number of short, sharp sniffs to experience the aroma standard on the strip. Immediately begin to associate the aroma name with the aroma in your mind. Preferably associate an image of this aroma as well to serve as a memory hook for you in the future. Repeat the exercise a few times, but dependent on the aroma standard and your individual tolerance, you may find that after a few sniffs, the aroma becomes difficult to detect as your smell brain becomes tired or less able to identify the aroma. If this is the case, leave the strip for a couple of minutes and then dip again and repeat the short, sharp smelling action. The aroma will be back, and again, ensure that you associate the name and the same image of the aroma that is meaningful to you. Repeat the exercise with each aroma standard. You may find that it makes sense to conduct the exercise in small sessions, perhaps 4 to 6 aromas at a time, so that you're coming to each aroma experience relatively fresh. The initial goal is to be able to identify each aroma in the kit when you test yourself blind. You can either shuffle the vials with the labels facing away from you, but it is much easier if you have assistance. In fact, this exercise can be really fun and competitive in some circumstances. Mastering the foundation aroma vocabulary is your ticket to developing a skill in step 2, aroma profiling. We'll cover that in the next video in this 4-part series. As always, we appreciate your comments. This video and all of our videos are free to view and share with your friends, and they will always remain free. If you like the video, feel free to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button, and definitely share with your friends. Thanks for watching. Cheers. This is part 3 of a 4-part series focused on helping you optimize your use of our aroma kits, but also on how to use them as a resource to gain maximum knowledge in relation to aromas and flavors of your chosen beverage. We will cover the recommended standard and advanced use of the kits. Before we get started, let's review. Your tongue has limited capacity to recognize flavors. The human tongue can only recognize and discern 5 flavors: bitter, sour, umami, salty, and sweet. Everything else that you perceive as flavor comes from your nose, aromas. There's a channel behind your tongue that allows the aromas in foods and beverages to reach your olfactory system. Those aromas travel up that channel to your olfactory bulb, signaling your brain to recognize flavors beyond the 5 flavors your tongue can perceive. The result is a significantly broadened ability to recognize the nuances of aromas or flavors in the dishes and drinks that you consume. A significantly larger world of flavor than that contained in your taste buds. Our aroma kits are based on the fundamental premise that the vast majority of flavor experience comes from your sense of smell, and our mission is to help you smell better. In the previous video, we introduced you to the basic premise of training your sense of smell to help you identify signature aromas and flavors in your favorite beverages. In this video, we introduce you to aroma profiling. A unique feature of our Aroma Academy kits and methodology is what we refer to as aroma profiling. This is where you can bring different combinations of aromas together to form the aroma profile of a particular beverage or brand. For example, in the wine aroma kit, you can bring together one combination of aroma strips to form the profile of a Cabernet Sauvignon, or a different combination and form the profile of a Sauvignon Blanc. Similarly, with the whiskey aroma kit, you can combine different strips to form the flavor profile of a Glenmorangie, and a different combination for a Lafroig or a Colella. We use the same technique in all categories, including rum, bourbon, or particularly gin, where you can really establish the impact of different botanicals. Indeed, among others, Bombay Sapphire has commissioned us to create an aroma kit that included the combination of signature aromas that are present in their popular and delicious gin, a particular favorite of mine, to provide marketing sales collateral for their sales folks, a particularly successful partnership. We have created such kits for many beverage companies. If you visit our website at aromanetwork.tv, you will see a select number of industry clients that we have worked with on similar projects. You too can experiment profiling specific aromas, adding and removing as needed to establish the relative contribution or impact of different aromas to the overall aroma and profile the flavor you are targeting. Mastering steps 1, aroma vocabulary, and 2, aroma profiling, provides the skills to finely tune your aroma recognition skills far beyond the vast majority of people. You'll be able to enjoy your favorite beverages with more knowledge and pleasure. However, you will also have the confidence when attending organized tastings or anywhere that you are enjoying your favorite drinks. You will be able to impress your friends and colleagues with these advanced skills and knowledge. Congratulations on achieving this level of skill and expertise on the route to expertise in aroma recognition. Mastering aroma vocabulary is your ticket to developing even greater skill in Step 3, advanced use of our aroma kits. We'll cover that in the final video in this 4-part series. As always, we appreciate your comments. This video and all of our videos are free to view and share with your friends, and they will always remain free. If you like the video, feel free to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button, and certainly share with your friends. Thanks for watching. Cheers. This is part 4 of a 4-part series focused on helping you optimize your use of our aroma kits, but also on how to use them as a resource to gain maximum knowledge in relation to aromas and flavors of your chosen beverage. Before we get started, let's review. Your tongue has limited capacity to recognize flavors. The human tongue can only discern 5 flavors: bitter, sour, umami, salty, and sweet. Everything else that you perceive as flavor comes from your nose, aromas. There's a channel behind your tongue that allows the aromas in foods and beverages to reach your olfactory system. Those aromas travel up that channel to your olfactory bulb, signaling your brain to recognize flavors beyond the 5 flavors your tongue can perceive. The result is a significantly broadened ability to recognize the nuances of aromas or flavors in the dishes and drinks that you consume. A significantly larger world of flavor than that contained in your taste buds. Our aroma kits are based on the fundamental premise that the vast majority of flavor experience comes from your sense of smell, and our mission is to help you smell better. In the previous video, we introduced you to the basic premise of training your sense of smell to help you identify signature aromas and flavors in your favorite beverages, and to advance to use combinations of signature aromas to build aroma profiles of your favorite beverages. In this video, we introduce you to greater advanced uses of our aroma kits. There are 2 main advanced methods we will cover: identifying your personal sensitivity to the different aroma standards and understanding how different aromas behave, particularly over time. These exercises require the use of 2 simple forms that you can download in the comments below. The first form allows you to record your personal rating of the strength and intensity each aroma that you experience on a scale from 0 to 10, together with your personal notes from the first impression to the intensity over time. This is by its very nature a subjective exercise, but you will be surprised how quickly you begin to self-calibrate and become comfortable with your personal scoring mechanism. For the more technically or math-oriented folks, this is a relative rather than absolute exercise. The steps are marking a blank aroma strip for each aroma standard solution and noting the date and time. Then dipping it in the solution and smelling the aroma strip at different time intervals. Rate them from 1 to 10 each time based on the strength of the aromas, and record your personal comments each time. Best practice is to conduct this process with no more than 4 aroma standards at a time. Our experience shows that it becomes difficult to take the time to smell, consider, and take notes with more than 4 aromas at a time. Once you've conducted the exercise for each of the aromas over time, you'll be left with a selection of sheets with scoring profiles and notes. The next step is to transfer the scores onto the second form, the Summary Aroma Profile Matrix. This matrix will help you discover your personal aroma experience. Your sensitivity to individual aromas will be revealed, with some being very strong and others being weaker. You'll discover which aromas have an immediate impact but disappear quickly from the aroma strip. Some aromas will appear to take time to reveal themselves and become more intense on the aroma strip over time and dissipate only after they've intensified. You'll find aromas that linger on the aroma strip for a very long time and maintain their strength. Vanilla is a specific one. You'll be able to group the aromas that are fleeting and gone and the ones that linger and maintain their intensity. Aroma scientists may recognize some common molecular characteristics among these groups. We examined this in our Aroma Academy training program. If you perform these exercises with friends and colleagues, you can compare your high and low intensity ratings with them to see how your flavor palette differs. This will further illustrate your relative sensitivity to areas of the aroma spectrum. This concludes our video series on using our aroma kits. I hope this has been useful, and the guidance provided will optimize your pleasure and knowledge of your favorite beverages. Everything I've covered in this video series is expanded upon in considerable depth and detail in our Aroma Academy training programs. You can find information on this and much more at our website, aromanetwork.tv. Congratulations on achieving this level of skill and expertise on your route to expertise in aroma recognition. As always, we appreciate your comments. This video and all our videos are free to view and share with your friends, and they will always remain free. If you like the video, feel free to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. Thanks for watching. Cheers.